How regulators could affect XRP and Ripple. Ripple is a digital asset management platform that also comes with its unique cryptocurrency known as XRP. XRP currently trades at 0.88 of a dollar. Like many other cryptocurrencies, Ripple isn't free of regulatory scrutiny. In this video, we discuss the course of action regulators could take to control Ripple. We also dive deep into the rationale behind these moves and what they could mean for traders. Before we dive into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Our content is always interesting and engaging, and you wouldn't want to miss a single video. Regulatory bodies exist in all aspects of daily life. These agencies are granted dominion and authority over some area of human activity in order to oversee operations and transactions and ensure that the playing field is level for all. Though XRP and Ripple are unique among cryptocurrencies in that they are not decentralized, this doesn't mean that regulatory bodies can't interfere with their activity. These authorities could target the support structures which Ripple uses to conduct its business, such as banks and the internet, exerting a measure of government control. And so, below we discuss some of the things regulators can do to affect XRP and Ripple. These actions range from trading freezes to educational campaigns to government-controlled blockchain alternatives. As crypto has surged in popularity, these regulators will be looking to move quickly before it gets too large. While some have been more welcoming of the cryptocurrency revolution, others haven't been as open-minded. Policy changes. Regardless of the fact that XRP is not decentralized and has a dedicated team overseeing its growth, these regulatory bodies can still exert a lot of power over it, particularly with government backing. As we all know, one of the primary functions of government is instituting law and policy changes. Well, not saying it will be right or easy, but they can always make changes to make cryptocurrencies like Ripple illegal or limited. One can imagine how such a move would cause the demand, and by extension, the price of cryptocurrencies to plummet. It would be the beginning of the end until the law is changed again. Price and transfer caps. While these regulatory bodies cannot control crypto directly, they can influence auxiliary bodies such as banks, which crypto traders sometimes rely on. For example, similar to policy changes, they can place caps on how much money banks and exchange platforms are allowed to exchange for these digital coins. Such a change will disturb a lot of traders, since not everyone accepts crypto as payment. Also, it will limit the number of big money transactions that can take place with crypto. Investigations. It's well known that cryptocurrency, and the internet by extension, can sometimes be a hotbed for criminal activity. Certain evil people who want to take advantage of eager traders sometimes set fraudulent schemes that many unfortunately fall for. And so, if these regulatory bodies want to make sure that nascent cryptocurrencies are fine investments, they could go behind the scenes to properly investigate their origins. This way, they'd be making the world of digital currencies safer to get into. Hearings. Inasmuch as lawmakers have the power to change what constitutes acceptable behavior in our society, they sometimes aren't always up to date on developments in certain specific sectors. To this end, rather than making big decisions based on misinformation and ignorance, they could invite some cryptocurrency influencers and enthusiasts to hearings in order to brief groups of lawmakers on the direction emerging technology is going in. This way, these lawmakers will be less intimidated by the rise of crypto and won't make rash changes that would otherwise be a headache to undo. Ripple authors Arthur Britto, David Schwartz, Ryan Fugger can be prime targets for a hearing. Educational campaigns. One other angle these regulators may approach could be to undergo educational campaigns in order to alert the public about what they're getting into. Sure, these regulators may not be allowed to interfere directly, but they can help investors make better decisions about how to handle their money. In the same vein, though, there's no reason why these agencies cannot undergo propaganda campaigns in an attempt to sway the public away from Ripple and XRP. It's well known that certain media corporations have their political leanings and can be influenced by the government. People are less immune to propaganda than they think. Such disinformation campaigns could derail crypto's momentum for years to come. Proposing government-regulated coins. At this point, it would be a little idiotic for anyone to assume that digital currency has no place in the future. At the moment, though, cryptocurrencies like XRP are leading the way. To regain and keep control of the financial markets, it takes no great stretch of the imagination to envision that these governments and regulatory agencies could implement their own controlled cryptocurrencies. If this happens, such a move should come as a surprise to nobody. These governments already possess the infrastructure and financial backing. Also, some would argue that it's the logical move. ISP regulations. In a certain sense, internet service providers are the backbones of the internet. Without them, we wouldn't be able to assess websites in any capacity. In countries where the government has placed certain bans on some websites, the blockade was achieved by controlling the ISPs. And so, if some government really wants to regulate Bitcoin and completely stop trading, they could do it by targeting the ISPs. These ISPs would have no way to resist, since doing so will attract heavy penalties. Also, this type of trading blockade circumvents VPNs, which are a commonly used tool for getting past these ISP restrictions. So there you have it. These are some of the few actions regulators could take that could affect XRP and Ripple. It's easy to write all these actions off as based on fear, lack of understanding, or conflict of interests. In any case, you'd be better off believing that the idea here is to protect vulnerable traders. Experienced crypto traders know that the blockchain can be a hotbed of criminal activity. This fact alone justifies the interference of regulators. Ripple itself had its own brush with the law in December 2020. The Ripple Lab and 2 of its executives were sued by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for selling XRP tokens, which the SEC classified as unregistered securities. Everything has been straightened out now, though, and Ripple is on its way to becoming recognized as legal tender. In any case, all traders have to do is hope and pray that crypto stands strong even after all these regulatory interferences. As we come to the end of this video, we hope you have absorbed some critical information about how regulations can affect Ripple. Even though Ripple is in a better position than other cryptocurrencies and has many sides to it, regulators won't be so quick to neglect it. Is there some strategy you feel regulators could try which we neglected to mention? Please feel free to discuss this below. As we sign off, we'd like to remind you to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share if you liked the video. Our videos are always exciting and engaging, and you wouldn't want to miss out on the next one. Till then, take care of yourself.